Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. I'm going to go ahead and call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors to order. I'm Don Swanker. To my left, I got Mike Steinis. And to my right, I got Nin Flegel, Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the auditors, Brittany back in the press box. And first up, do we have visitors and citizens? I see we have somebody online. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself and you have any questions for the board or just listening? Michael? Is it Michael? You there, Michael? Michael? Was he there last week? There was same Michael? Okay, we'll have to. Anyway, there's somebody online named Michael. Anybody in the gallery that would like to address the board today? Hearing seeing none, we'll move on to next. Laura Carson's, the Historic Preservation Commission, for discussion and possible action on the 2025 Certified Local Government Annual Report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
You betcha.
The Certified Local Government Program is a state program funded by the federal government. And as a certified local government, Jackson County is entitled to training, resources, and funding. The only other CLG in our county is the city of Macokota, so we kind of try to function for everybody else in providing support for historic preservation. This is an annual report that is required so that we can remain in good standing as a CLG, and includes information about new members who were appointed by the board and by activities that were undertaken in 2025. Includes a work plan for 2026.
Yep.
Preservation Commission reviewed this last week and approved it. We're recommending that you also approve it. It requires a signature from the chair and minutes of this meeting, and we can send it in.
This report also includes your historic commission work plan, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I have a question on the work plan.
Sure.
So on number 5, it says the commission plans to work with Jackson County Conservation and pursue outside funding to make the necessary repairs and improvements of more of the DCCB owned historic building. So I don't know what all includes necessary repairs as improvements. I don't know if that commits someone to X amount of funding or.
We've been researching funding for not only historic properties, but historic country schools. And those two of the buildings that are owned by the County Conservation Board are one schoolhouses.
Yeah.
So the idea is that we're trying to help them identify funding streams that would supplement anything they might have for maintenance around the sites.
Is that a typo, DCCB for the Jackson County Conservation
Yeah.
Board?
Sure is.
Okay, because I was like a little confused.
I do a lot of work I'm working with the Delaware County Conservation Board, so I apologize.
No, that's
I
okay.
get the counties mixed up. It should say
CCB.
CCB. I
Okay.
can make that correct.
So I guess the only reason I asked that about the repairs and improvements and stuff, because we just, a week ago, we had a work session and an extended conversation about Iron Church. And we're discussing what we need to ensure on these older historic buildings, like
Oh, okay.
the insane asylum and such and such. And I don't know that we can ever put enough insurance on them to replace them. So if a tornado come and took it down, I would doubt that it goes back up, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, to find the limestone and the whatnot to try to rebuild it would be.
Right, and we're really trying to focus on helping with the typical maintenance and repairs that come up with any building, whether it's an old building or your home. And so being able to leverage some additional funding sources that are targeted to those, I'm excited to try to see if we can get some of that to the JCCB.
We're liable for.
The one thing we did,
Funding.
the one thing we did talk about is like, let's take the insane asylum, for instance. It's getting to the point where we get requests for people want to come and, ghost hunt and all that kind of stuff. And we're reserved about doing that because of the condition of the, I hope that also implies to the board that we want people, and I apologize for saying this, that are sure-footed, because we don't want people climbing the stairs or whatever that maybe have difficulty, getting around because of the liability and the reaction times needed. So
Yeah. That facility is also a partner site with Silos and Smokestacks National Heritage Area, and that's 37 counties wide. We have a number of other sites in Jackson County that are part of that network. And so I've been in contact with the executive director about making sure we're in good standing with that program. And having the facility, the doors being replaced and working on some outdoor signage so that the site can be viewed and people can learn about it without going into it is what we're working on.
Okay.
We have not done Wentworth, the chair, and I have not had a chance to meet with Jeff Kilburn, your maintenance director. We both had some health issues over the last month, but it is on our schedule. We talked about it at our budget meeting to try and get
We would just prefer that.
ourselves
I think it would be
together and
the wishes of the board that we don't want any maintenance going on there without Jeff being kind of coordinating and all that
absolutely.
kind of stuff, just so we make
Okay,
sure.
great. That was one of the questions I would have had for him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe he has one new door on and it got kind of nasty on him and he got busy, so I don't know that the other one, he says it's just hard to get him to fit, right?
Yeah,
You know, 'cause
well,
You're saying that ain't a square doorway, what?
I
There.
think the hogs moved the building over a little bit, but
wow, yeah. And that's real typical with older buildings. So we appreciate that. So Donna and I have chatted and we're feeling up to try to get a meeting with Jeff
Okay.
and, continue our partnership with him. Absolutely. He's the person to be on site. That would be great because then I don't have to figure out, well, who's gonna be there if Jeff's not gonna be there.
so my concern about the whole, we've heard of the repairs and maintenance and improvements and all that, and including number 12 too, the newspaper articles and all that stuff. So we give you an annual contribution. So other than over and above that, because I mean, a lot of this stuff is really expensive, unless the newspaper is trying to give you for 3 articles and such, but so we're not over committing ourselves is where I'm going.
Right, so what we did in 2025 was we used money to put on a community outreach event. We had about 50 people there. We had the state of Iowa's CLG coordinator there. And so we felt that was a really successful program. We've had a lot of good feedback from that. In fact, Potter's Mill Event Center is now going to host our event for this year, which is May 16th. So we used money to put an ad in the newspaper and print up information, the agenda for the meeting,
Sure.
flyers and that sort of thing. We intend to do the same thing this year, keep it pretty close to what it was. So I think we're gonna be okay on budget.
Yeah.
Budget
No.
wise.
And I'm not trying to nit, but we sure appreciate the work that all the volunteers that you have and all the work that you do. It's just that
Thank you.
things are tight.
And approving this to the state, this report allows you to go for grants and different things like that.
Yes, we remain in good standing. We can't apply without
Yep.
being in good standing. Thank
Any
you.
thoughts on approving the annual report?
Make a motion to approve and for the chair to sign.
I would say.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the Historic Preservation Commission 2025 Certified Local Government Annual Report and approve an authorized chair to sign. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you.
Yep, thanks, Laura.
Next up, we have our county sanitarian, Elizabeth Townsend.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Do you have any kind of agenda or just want us to listen?
You can just listen. This report was made in January, so it's no change since then. So I think I mentioned before, that I'm working with ECIA for a county animal control program survey. It's something we were gonna send out last fall, but we didn't quite get it finished. We're still working on it, in fact. But we plan to send that out to a group of leaders in the county government, veterinarians, our local hospitals, to get just some information on what they're seeing on the end for like animal bites or issues with animals. And then I had the idea to send the survey or open the survey up to the public. So it'll be open to the public for about 4 months, starting this spring and going into the fall, just so that we can get general feedback from everybody in the county. Because this would be something that our residents would have to pay for ultimately. So, and we're making that pretty clear in our survey as well, that it's not something that's going to be something the county directly is gonna pay for. It would be something that any municipalities that would sign on to it, they would have to contribute. So just to kind of let you guys know where we are with that. Our private well grant, we went through most of the money for the grant year already. So back in January, I requested a $20,000 reallocation. So the reallocations are only done to counties or given to counties that do a lot of work for the grant. So we were given the $20,000. We don't necessarily have that budgeted, so I'm gonna use it on water testing. I did plan on doing some like advertising for it, but we're already getting so many requests that I don't think I'm gonna need to do any advertising. Excuse me. I want to drink my coffee, but the lid doesn't fit. So I don't think I can start.
Wear it.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just not really on track with the grant, which is good. IOWWA, which is the Iowa Onsite Wastewater Association. I was voted in as a board member. So I'm representing Jackson County and working with other groups across Iowa for the wastewater side of things and representing as a regulator.
So is that just Jackson County you're representing, or Eastern Iowa, or
So,
district, or?
There's no district necessarily, but they want a few county sanitarians to sit on the board. So they've kind of noted that we are an example of a county that's really working towards compliance and trying to make improvements. So I have reached out to other county boards and just given them, information on why we as Jackson County have required our installers to have the CWAT certification and why IOWWA is important to counties, because it's really supporting the smaller counties with maybe one sanitarian that are overseeing multiple installers and things like that. So it's just kind of a good thing. I do have to drive to attend board meetings a few times a year, but I mean, they have them like at a restaurant, so I don't.
Or do you have to go?
Well, I think like an hour and a half west of Cedar Rapids next week. Yeah, so I think it's only like 6 times a year.
No, we appreciate the fact that we're getting represented anyway, and they appreciate the fact that we're active and you're active.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely an honor to be asked to sit on the board.
Good.
I sent out several notices of violation last week and this week. Some of those were from last fall, but I definitely didn't want to send letters out to people and like ruin their Christmas when they couldn't do anything about it until
Springtime.
yeah. So I've had a good response back from a lot of people already, and everybody's for the most part is being really compliant and
So
cooperative.
you're referring to septic systems that.
Yes, so most of these are either an open discharge or they don't have a recorded easement and their septic's on like core ground or different various things, but they've, like I said, I've heard back from most of them already, and once they talk to me, I kind of ease them into it. So they were, some of the letters were not confirmed violation notices. So like if we aren't certain of the violation, we just say, hey, you need to, give us supporting evidence. Typically, if we don't have county records though, showing that they have something in place, it kind of goes hand in hand and that they've got something going on. So I was also working on rewriting my ordinance for wastewater. So that'd be ordinance number 250. I had a draft put together, took it to the board. They reviewed it back in November. They kind of put it on hold. And then at our last meeting, we had to kind of completely table it for now because there's more stuff going on with legislature and things that bills they're trying to pass that would change what I'm doing with this, putting more work on the county, unfortunately. I know they've cut back on DNR and they're expecting the county level to take on a lot of these responsibilities.
So with that being said, early on there was legislation even regarding even maybe sharing or eliminating some public health stuff, so I haven't heard
Yes.
anything lately.
So that was on last week's legislative report. They're still reviewing that. So there were changes with the public health boards. They were talking about regionalizing, they were talking about eliminating the local boards of
Right.
health. And then at the last meeting, they talked about, maybe allowing each county to establish their own board of health. It was very confusing for me. When I first started here almost 5 years ago, I was told by the state that I'm not technically the public health administrator, and to not show up to meetings and this and that. The Board of Health contracts with, like our local hospital for services, but I think we've kind of lost a hold of what's going on and kind of let the state take over. So I don't know if that means that I need to revert my role back to being more of the public health administrator and guiding the board of health so that we have a better handle on what's going on in the county, and the state and what we need to be doing. But I'm getting the feeling that maybe my role hasn't been properly representing our county like it should be on the Board of Health standpoint.
Well, I would appreciate if you follow up on that, because I don't want the state telling us, and if it's running through the hospital, whatever, and maybe you don't see everything like you should, but,
I think a lot of stuff comes to you guys, like the contracts and things like that, and then the money that gets distributed. I'm not sure where the gap is. And it would be a call to our regional representative, which currently I have no idea who that is. Before it was Becky Nowacek. And now I don't know who. I know they had somebody else come in and then. So I'll do make some phone calls.
because I assume if I get something regarding that, a lot of literature or whatever it might be, as far as public health, I would probably refer it to the board. And have them give me a report, but if that's not happening, then I don't want the state all of a sudden, say we're not represented.
What's happening is that we have a lot.
With the nurses grant,
Yes,
so that's probably Michelle Cohen. Is probably the contact person.
she would be, well, no, but I'm talking about like, not just for those services, so.
Regional.
Yeah, so it'd be whoever we report to at the state level. To give us some guidance, but I feel like we've just lost a hold of maybe what is going on, and I have a great board, but I think they've just kind of lost track of like what it's just, I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna get to the bottom
Well,
of
it's
it.
almost hard to keep up with all the changes most of the time, so I can see the board's frustration probably too, to say, hey, we don't know what's happening.
It
And I think
is.
after COVID, a lot of that, there was a lot of changing of hands and.
Yeah,
So that there was a lot of assimilation of duties where the state kind of directed a lot more.
yeah,
And then it either wasn't picked back up by the locals or it was just implied.
Yeah,
that it
Right.
I
was
mean,
state-
a lot who was
this
doing
is a
what.
state issue mostly because they've just said, hey, these people are gonna provide the services, we're gonna give them the money, but they're gonna serve Jackson County. And so they all come and report to the board, but there's, like I said, there's really no handle or decision-making by the board, it seems, which doesn't seem right to
Right.
me. It
We
should
just
be
get
that
told
there's,
what they're doing.
yeah,
Bottom line is, I don't wanna lose our voice. You know?
exactly. Yeah, so I will get a little bit more information. I'm gonna bring it to my next Board of Health meeting and then definitely report back to you guys.
Sounds good.
Let's see, what else did I have? I got invited to work on creating a regional clean energy coalition. So I attended a meeting up in Dubuque. There was actually some individuals from conservation in Jackson County that were invited as well. I don't really know where it's going. They're just right now talking about a coalition that would be for clean energy, clean water. Iowa is the second highest cancer state in the United States. And we definitely have issues that it's definitely more of like a policy issue than anything, just on how things are done. But I just wanted to let you all know that I'm going to contribute to that group. Probably more of, I guess, with my administrative background and expertise, they're looking for people to go to legislature and ask for funding to support Iowa, which would include Jackson County. We are also one of the I think we're actually the highest defunded county there is when it comes to clean energy. So we do not have the money that other states are getting at a federal level. Anyway, it was an interesting meeting.
Well, I appreciate you getting involved too.
Yeah. And let me just, I don't know that I have much else. Yeah, I think that's really kind of it, and we're just getting into our busy season now, so. And I got my new soil testing machine. If anybody wants to come down and check it out in my office, feel free to. Mike has already taken a look at it.
Show me the video how it operates.
It's a machine that's made in Iowa. It's not a machine necessarily, but it does have a jack on it that's got a foot jack. It's easier for me to do the soil sampling. And I got a percussion thing to get it in the ground if we have trouble, but I've gotta take it out and test it before I go out in the field and actually use it on somebody's property. And
Look professional.
exactly,
Very
yes, yes.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for Elizabeth?
Yeah, not a problem. You guys.
Thank
have
you
a good
much.
day.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Jaden Shackle from the county engineer's office. Good morning.
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 Well, first thing on the agenda is an entrance permit for Micah Byers. It's a residential entrance on Leisure Lake Road, section 19, Otter Creek Township. It does have sufficient site distance. The only thing that we made note of on the permit is that a requirement for this driveway in order to be approved should be that it has a slight back slope to it, and the ditch is such that it's not deep enough existing as it sits to get a culvert of sufficient size in there. So all they need to do is remove the existing fence that's at the back slope and just shave that little of a, if you want to call it a ridge, off of the back slope so it all drains away from the road. That's noted on this permit, but with that stipulation and the sufficient site distance, with those two things in mind, we recommend approval of the permit.
Move to approve.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the residential entrance permit for Michael Byers on Otter Creek Township, section 19 at Leisure Lake Road. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Last week, we opened up bids for fiscal year 27 motor grader. We received two bids, one from John Deere, Martin Equipment, and then the other from Cat Altorfers. I gave you the bid tab in your packet. The low bid was the John Deere 772P from Martin Equipment at a price of $420,000, and then the Cat 150 was at $435,500. So given that difference in amounts, I should specify both graders met spec for us. So given that both graders met spec and the cost difference that we're recommending awarding the John Deere 772P to Martin Equipment.
Was there a trade involved?
Nope, no.
They're keeping this one.
Yeah, the plan is to keep, not, in the past, yes, we would always trade our oldest motor grader. My plan is to keep, our department's plan is to keep that extra motor grader to use in the wintertime, so that way we have, well, two spares most of the year, but in the wintertime, if one goes down, then we still have an extra spare if one happens to go down. So, and I guess with that being said, ultimate plan is to have one of those two spares actually have a full-time winter route. So that's the reason why we're not trading one, just keeping our fleet and add to it.
Jaden, just info.
Mhm.
We pretty equal on we have John Deere graders out there
Mhm.
now, so
Mhm.
it's not like it's a whole new line of
No,
stuff that we'd be needing to keep supplies on hand.
nope, everything's pretty concerned. Our fleet is mixed up with John Deere and Cat both.
I thought,
Those are the only two, and everything goes really well with that. So, no issues as far as that goes.
all right,
Thoughts of the board?
make a motion to approve.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike
Oh,
to,
sorry, the John Deere
Oh, that was gonna
772P motor grader.
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Just want to make sure that, yeah.
Yes.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to award the low bid to Martin Equipment for the John Deere 772P motor grader, road grader. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay.
That's all I had. Not really that much of an update on Channelworth, just slow progress. Shouldn't say slow progress, normal progress, but just building cofferdams to get ready for pier construction, so.
Yeah. I know after a 5-year road plan, we had some people talking about 407th
Mhm.
and Avenue, and I drove it Sunday, and there ain't a whole lot you can do with that road. I mean, maybe put some on the north side, maybe put some riprap to slow the water
So,
in the ditch on the east side, but other than that,
yeah, so we looked at that road too, and the plan is to put some erosion stone along the fore slope of that road, because what's happening is that water, as it runs down the hill, it's taking the path of least resistance, which is pushing it towards the road, and there is off the edge of the road to the ditch, it is basically a straight drop off, so the plan is to put some erosion stone on that fore slope to kind of armor that to try to eliminate it from keep on eroding towards the road.
How big is that erosion stone? 3, 4?
3 to 6 inch size. So, yeah, there's really not much else we can do, because it's just the ditch itself and the whole road is sitting on bluff.
yeah, I was gonna say, if you know, the downside is if you build on a hill,
Yeah, it's,
you still have to deal with the hill.
and it is a steep hill.
Yeah.
So the good thing about that, there is another way out that's not fairly long, but, so is that normal for like erosion stone on the forest slope like that, as far as if accidents occur or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, would we be liable? Cause that isn't gonna be movable.
I
It's
don't,
not breakaway.
it's not like it'd be up higher than the road, it'd be
Right.
no different than not doing anything and having that straight
Yeah.
drop off, so.
Yeah,
uh,
maybe better. That's how I was just wondering the size of it.
Yeah, so it would be just, it wouldn't be higher than the road, it'd
Yeah.
be notched in, if you wanna call it that, where the rock itself would be lower than the top of the roadway. So it wouldn't be a curb or barrier of some sort.
No, it sounds good. It just, then I saw there's a lot of right-of-way clearing going on. They had fun on High Bridge Road.
I haven't made it up there yet, but I know they've been busy.
There was chunks and a lot of trees they did were caught up in the fence row, so they just kind of grinded down to the top of the fence and, but, it was interesting. So, any other questions for Jaden? We appreciate it, sir.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you, Judy.
Next up, we have Bjorn from IT.
I would also extend an invitation to the board. Our graders are built in Davenport, Iowa.
Okay.
So the day that it comes down the line, we extend an invitation to the administrators and the board to come down. You're
Awesome.
welcome to come and watch it down the line, get a factory tour and
What kind of time frame are we talking about, you know?
14.
14 to 16 weeks, that puts you probably that June or probably July timeframe.
We've been down before and I appreciate it very much. I think it's interesting for any board members to go see that, yeah. So
it's, a lot of people don't realize what they do inside that facility.
Yeah.
So it's a nice place to go visit, so.
No, it'd be,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
we'll be looking forward to it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you again.
Yep.
Sign something for me?
Yeah, okay.
Bjorn.
Morning. So I'm here today. Last fall I talked to Sheriff Kilberg and notified him that we need to get his deputy squad car computer mobiles updated. Several of them are well past their life expectancy. They've had a few issues, nothing major with them. But after we did some talking, they currently have the tablet style, so it can release from the keyboard. They're having issues with that staying connected while driving down the road. So I looked into a different model, more of a semi-rugged rather than the fully rugged ones they have now. When we originally got them, we thought they would be taking them out of the car more, but we're finding that it's not the case. So went with a little cheaper, or looking at a little cheaper semi-rugged option. So during budget sessions with him, I think he brought it up to you. You guys brought me in. I had a price, but I could get some potentially some bulk discount. And I did get that number back. We were able to, he was able to take $235 off of each computer. So I don't have that number for me. It'd be over 13 computers, 13 or not 13.
3,000
$3,000, yeah. So,
almost the price of a computer.
yeah. So what I'm looking at for today, this is through Mainstay Systems of Iowa, Des Moines. They work with Makota Police Department and dispatch. They worked with us a little bit on installing VPN software with Sheriff's Department to work with dispatch, etc. So what we're looking at here is 13 laptops. Unfortunately, with the change of the laptop brand, we have to get new docks. So it'd be 13 laptops, 13 docks. And then for $160 a piece, decided to get an external antenna for better reception, hopefully for them as well. So 13 laptops, 13 docks, 13 antennas, and then on-site installation they will take care of for a total of $62,203. Looking at a 4-week lead time on that, but it'd be my recommendation to approve that if we can.
And forward lead time for product or installed already?
Product, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think the install would be shortly.
Okay, so we went through that with the with the 911 system radios, you know, we had them when they were here and then to get it installed and then we didn't have so these come with mounting and.
They come with what we need, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And they will come, we'll just have to arrange with the guys to have their squad dropped off for an hour or whatever it may be, and they may do some of the initial install out in Des Moines and bring them to us. I'm not having.
So along with this, I assume that when we purchase a new vehicle, that can be easily retroed into the.
Yes, and that's also another thing I brought up with Sheriff is we should probably really replacing these every 4, 5, 6 years. So
Rotation.
we need to get on a better rotation instead of buying them all at once. You know, let's do half year 4, the other half year 5, and rotate that way.
Obviously, the only downside would there be a bulk discount in doing that? I mean, technically, we're buying 12, get one free kind of thing.
Right, and maybe that's something we need to look at that time, I guess.
That would be the downside if you split it up, is you wouldn't qualify maybe so
And
for as
who
much of a
knows
discount. And
what
What do
price.
you, what do you? So you're thinking 4 years, 5 years
Mhm.
is like the life expectancy?
That's typically a computer. I mean, these guys have been running some of these 7, 8 years actually, so they're definitely needing replaced. Now the ones that are 7, 8 years are probably the ones that maybe the older officers that didn't use them as much.
Right.
But either way, computer is,
Well, I'm just thinking, it seems like we do the squad cars on about a 5-year rotation.
yeah, so we talked about that and if we did this now next year, all of a sudden you're getting another couple cars. Well, now you're replacing a 1-year-old computer.
I get that. too,
So
yeah.
we didn't, and that's not set in stone, that we have to do it every, year 4 and 5, maybe we find out a better rotation, but that's just a suggestion, maybe to not have to chew it all off at once.
Yep.
I would make a motion to approve the purchase of the Dell 13 laptops from Mainstay Systems as presented.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the quote of $62,203 from Maysay Systems for the 13 Dell computers for the Sheriff's Department and accessories or whatever. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, sir.
Thanks.
Lisa, you're up.
Need a motion to approve the February 17th, 2026 board meeting and the February 19th, 2026 work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the February 17th, 2026 board meeting and the February 19th, 2026 work session minutes as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants in the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $643,622.84.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants in the publication of claims listing in the amount of $643,622.84, knowing that about 500,000 of this was insurance.
Yeah.
So, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve a Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service to Bellevue Horsemen's Club at 25-121 297th Avenue, Bellevue, effective March 1st, 2026 through October 31st, 2026.
Make a motion to approve.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the Class C retail alcohol license and outdoor service with Bellevue Horseman Club at 25-121 297th Avenue, Bellevue, effective March 1st, 2026 through October 31st, 2026. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just a real quick overview of the calendar for the week. It looks like tomorrow, everybody can attend the JCEMSA meeting. I don't know, has that still been finalized where it's at?
I think it's at the house.
Okay. So that's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. On Thursday, there's a disability access point meeting. I assume that that's either in person or Zoom. Is that? Not really sure where the location is.
I think it's a Zoom.
Okay, and again, anybody can attend that. Looks like down at 1 o'clock can go to the Mississippi Valley Workforce Development Board CEO meeting, and at 5 o'clock, looks like Mike has a HACAP meeting by Zoom. And we're back here next Tuesday.
Conservation has a meeting tonight at 6.
6 o'clock, conservation. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm for the board.
Cool. Any questions for Lisa? Thank you much. Boards and commissions.
Nothing new. I talked to Frank yesterday. Thought they were gonna start putting steel on, but they were still framing some doors and windows. Look like most of them, if you drive by, the windows are all framed and.
Thursday after our work session, I took stuff out to
Yeah.
the transfer station. It looks like you gotta drive into the construction site because you still gotta pull into the scale, but you just look to the right instead of the left. And it wasn't, you get back into the building and pull around and they ask you to check in the trailer if you can, and went pretty quick and easy. So you can do it, but you can't show up with a bundle of stuff. So
Right. Well, limited right now yet, but it's moving forward, so. All good news.
Early childhood, we met yesterday. They basically are kind of moving forward with how they have. There's, been talking the legislation like everything on changing things up and going regional and all that, but now it kind of sounds like, again, seems like it changes every other day, but I felt like they might hold on another year with the way they've been. So, but
Yeah, there's always something changing there, feel like there.
Yeah.
ICDB is trying to move that young early childhood program forward too, so I don't know what that's all consists of. There was an article today about it, so I don't know how they're.
really kind of worried about. One of the things they're asking is for your preschools and that to go under this new, seems like since I've been going down there for the past 3.5 years, they've changed twice on how they want their information sent to the state. And with each of these changes, you need to get new qualifications, and the one they're trying to do right now for the preschools are dragging their feet and not wanting to go to it. Well, then we found out it's like $600 for you to be able to do the assessment on these kids to help get funding. And it's, with the turnovers and that the schools are having, that's a large chunk of money to get some people assessed out on. If you got, 2 grades that have it, then or 2 classrooms, then you need 2 assessors. So a large chunk of money to ask these preschools to
Yeah.
pay out to get to be able to do evaluations, so.
Together we Build met last night and they're still kind of working out a little bit of the management agreement between the extension office and Together We Build and some of the verbiages that the Iowa State Extension will accept and not accept. But I think we're getting close, and there's a phone call today that they're gonna kind of hopefully iron the last few wrinkles out, but they're they are running the hall that is being used a lot for 4-H and extension services. There's quite a few things happening in the building. It's just quite a few of them aren't paying, they're not paid, they're in lieu type of thing but
Did I see a post on somewhere that they're making some meals or distributing some meals out of there?
there's a thing called Grace, Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
And she comes in and she rents the certified kitchen and you order her meals. She has a Facebook page.
Yeah.
That she comes in, makes them on Thursday, and then she hands them out on Sunday morning. You can come by and pick
Frozen
them up.
meal.
They're frozen meals and she's been doing that since for about 6 months out of there, 6, 7 months, something like that. And she's slowly trying to grow her business and stuff. She has a pretty steady clientele, always wants to do more. She comes in and that's one of the benefits of the certified kitchen. They're looking to get a few more pieces. The 4-H endowment fund or the 4-H donated money to help get some more kitchen equipment in there, that convection ovens and things like that, and that they can use to kind of further increase the capacity. But they're clipping right along, staying afloat. So you should be expecting a signed lease between Together We Build and the drug-free communities. So hopefully we can get that going and get the rent paid and stuff.
We got sent to Brian for review.
Okay. The signed lease?
Yes,
Because the lease that they signed was after Brian reviewed it.
I thought there were changes that were made.
We didn't mention anything about changes last night.
Okay.
And the lease that Will signed came from Brian.
I know that it had a 2024 date on it, so I know that there was a correction on the date, and I know that just to be on the safe side, I know that it was sent for Brian for final review.
Okay. Anything else for the good of the board?
I would just like to have maybe a shout out to some of our local sports teams that I know about. I think Macokota Bowling finished 4th, maybe in the state, 3rd.
The boys finished.
Congratulations to them. And did I see one of them had a 300 game maybe?
Yep.
And Macokota girls are playing March 2nd in Des Moines. They're off to the state tournament.
Yep.
Congratulations to them. The Bellevue Public School plays tonight here in Macokota, district finals. And Bellevue Marquette plays tonight in Bellevue district finals. So yeah, our local teams are
So
looking pretty strong here in eastern Iowa, you know.
Bellevue's taking on West of you.
Macokota Valley, I think, Bellevue Community is taking on Macokota Valley tonight, and Marquette is taking on. Can't say for sure. That'd be wrong if I said it.
Okay.
So I know there's a game here in Macokota tonight anyway with Bellevue and Macokota Valley.
It'll be exciting. Get out and support your
Yeah.
your
again,
kids, your community. It'll be good.
So the Macokota girls are already at the state, so they'll be playing March 2nd on Monday, so
Yeah. And
I'll be watching them via Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
No, it is, like I say, I did a bit of driving around the county and it is amazing that right now with the frost and everything, how much smoother the gravel roads are than the paved roads, because so it is interesting, but get out and take a look. So if nothing else, for the good of the meeting,
No further business, I'd make a motion, we adjourn.
I would second that.
got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Have a great day, everybody.